Talked about this yesterday, and I said, hey, once the security cam footage comes out, it should be pretty cut and dry what ends up happening at the end of the day, right? Well, we got some evidence, and it kind of backs up those claims to begin with. Dermatologist wife stepped on husband's head, demanded massage, and hid his money. Tirade of abuse months before being caught on nanny cam, spiking his lemonade with Drano in seamless bid to poison him. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Chen, 53, a radiologist, said that he and Emily Yu, right, Bond, James Bond, yes, poison, Drano poison, started dating in 2011. Oh boy, how the time flies. Just a little over a decade, and now you're just trying to poison your husband. Married a year later and had 2 children together, a daughter, 8, and a son, 7. Now they gotta live with the fact that their mother's trying to actively poison and kill her husband, their father. How adorable. My mind is going in a whole host of different directions, okay, based on what we know from the headline. Could be different from the actual substance of the case here, so before I start jumping to any conclusions, let's figure out what's actually going on here. California doctor who claimed he became gravely ill and nearly died when his wife spiked his hot lemonade with liquid Drano. Ew, hot lemonade? That's gross. Had described his daily torture, including one time he denied her a massage and said, "She stepped on my head until I did it." Alright then. Oh, and I also said that, yeah, it's more than likely that this guy's probably a success as well. And yeah, he's also a doctor, because women don't date down. They date across and up. And if that guy that she's dating is across, he better be on an upward trajectory as well. The violent act was allegedly the start of years of emotional and verbal torment Dr. Jack Chen, 53, endured from his dermatologist wife, Yu, according to court documents. And again, another big red flag. Okay, they've been married. Okay, they've been married for 10 years, and she didn't take your last name. Red flag, red flag. According to Hittleman, okay, Dr. Stephen, or not Dr. Stephen, just Stephen Hittleman, who's representing Dr. Chen, said that Chen planted a nanny cam in the kitchen of their Irvine, California home. His Irvine, California home. Let's fucking keep it a stack. Grew suspicious of his wife of 11 years was poisoning him with a toxic chemical substance used for unclogging drains. Yeah, we already need. Oh shit, there it is, and that's the bottle right there. I in fact have that just behind the toilet, just in case anything happens. Very odd, very odd. Wouldn't you think, okay, like, I don't know what's in hot lemonade or not, but you would be able to taste and smell some gel, okay? Because that's kind of what Drano is, but whatever. The lawyer said that Chen was the first person he told, and he urged him to report the heinous acts to the authorities. Wow, this poor bastard. And again, this is another one of those situations, just like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, okay? A guy who's like, yeah, I know my treatment's really bad, but I really got nowhere to turn on this one, because are the authorities going to take me seriously? So you just start reaching out to other people, and it's like, I think I'm in a really bad spot, and they're like, you're in a really bad spot. Well, I didn't realize how bad it was until somebody told me it was bad. Yeah, men suffer in silence, and let's be honest, nobody cares about the struggles of men, okay? You have a masculine burden of performance, okay? You're supposed to suffer. You're supposed to take on a heavy burden. That's what men do, okay? And this guy got it warped and twisted that, I guess you're just supposed to perform, okay? You're supposed to be a doctor, okay? You're supposed to have, the big wonderful house, okay? You're supposed to provide for your wife, and even though she acts a little crazy sometimes, she likes to put a little paper umbrella inside your Drano cocktail, and you're just supposed to smile and be happy and maintain consciousness. It's fucking ridiculous. Hittleman said the first time he spoke to Chen was sometime after July 18th, when Chen told him his wife had tried to poison him and handed him video evidence of the act. After watching the shocking video, Hittleman described Yu as very methodical and said it was just unnerving to actually see it. Yeah, that's one still. I guess we're probably going to see more stills. It is very intimate to commit murder, to know how the husband's patterns and preferences are, and seamlessly introduce poison into his routine. Yeah, and again, how did she make the Drano palatable? That's interesting, bitch. Chen, a radiologist, so she's a dermatologist, he's a radiologist. I don't know what the pay scale is when you get into those particular specialties when it comes to being a doctor, but I think radiologists get paid a little bit better. Good for him. Said that he and Yu started dating in 2011, married a year later, had 2 children. Boy, that's going to be a problem. But again, hey, you know what? He's got the evidence, so at least it's more than likely he's going to be getting sole custody of this, because this bitch is going to jail, hopefully. It was early in their courtship that he saw his wife allegedly rage and erratic behavior begin to emerge. Dude, oh my god, this is what's wrong, okay? Here's something that's universal, okay? It doesn't matter if you have money. It doesn't matter if you have status, okay? If you have a lot of status, you're just a dork with status. If you have a lot of money, you're just a rich dork at the end of the day. And this guy thought he hit the jackpot, okay? Because he's 53, right? Whatever, he thought that he ended up hitting that jackpot, right? Because she's about 10 years younger than him. He did everything right. I'm sure it was also instilled in his family. Marry a doctor. Marry somebody who's successful. Marry a good woman. Yeah, a good woman who's a dermatologist and a raging fucking psycho. Not seeing all the red flags. Probably presented a wonderful face. Well, she's also a dermatologist, so it would have been a very clear face as well. But presented all of the right things to the family members. Thought that, oh, she's such a wonderful person. I can just go ahead and disregard the fact that she's a total fucking spaz and she would be an awful woman out there for potential children one day. Or you know what, maybe okay, you know what, the rage and the erratic behavior, it'll start to it'll settle down, okay, once she has kids or something like that. That's the fucking mind of somebody who grows up in a pussy desert, doesn't realize that he's a radiologist. He is, just by definition of his position, he is a top 1% guy, because I'd imagine they probably get paid fairly fucking handsomely if he's in a private practice, depending on where he's at. He can afford the $5 million Southern California home, no problem, okay? But this is the problem. A rich guy with clout, with status. Looks like he's in good shape, okay? Well, prior to the whole poison ingestion, obviously. That's what happens when men don't understand their own personal worth. They end up in shitty situations like this. After the children were born, I became concerned about Emily's behavior. Not only was she very demanding of me that I give her massages, bitch, we get pregnant, women deserve special treatment, get fucked. Not only very demanding, one time when I could not because I was sick, she stepped on my head until I did it. Oh wow, she'd be finding all of her shit out on the curb if she did that. According to the court documents, he added, she also began hiding money from me. Oh, his money? Oh, okay. Chen said you, along with his mother-in-law, Yuqin Amy Gu, all right, started abusing their not today. Started abusing their children, Laura and Ryan, when they were as young as 2 years old. Sound like a wonderful fucking group of people. Again, vet your wives, vet your girlfriends, vet the mother of your fucking children, because at the end of the day, that's your legacy going forward into the world. And if you're just going to dump loads into a random cunt who's just going to spread her fucking legs open, you deserve exactly what you're fucking getting. Learn from this dude's failures so you don't find yourself in these similar situations. Wake up, for fuck's sakes. He claims the children were screamed at 2 years old. What the fuck kind of a response are you going to get out of a 2-year-old? Slapped, insulted, and deprived of sleep. I can get, you know what, it depends on what the slapping is. Like if a kid's going to go put his hand on the stove and he presses it down and he goes, ow, and then you slap it and it's like, good, that's exactly what you deserve, stupid. But insulting a 2-year-old, that's just like yelling at your dog. That doesn't make any fucking sense at all whatsoever. And what are you hoping to accomplish with that? And then depriving them of sleep? What kind of tiger mom behavior is this stuff, for fuck's sakes? And locked in their rooms. It's fine. Everybody gets fucking locked in their room from time to time. But honestly, you would allegedly commonly use Chinese Chinese women. They're all fucking crazy, by the way. If they aren't socialists, well, that kind of goes without saying. Why do I need to be redundant? They are fucking nuts. Towards the children, the kids, use it towards the children. That means go die. Oh, great. You're being told by your mother to go die. How wonderful. I'm sure that won't leave a lingering mental scar on you. Of course not. She would tell the children, according to the court documents, your head is sick, go fuck yourself, stupid asshole, and get the fuck out of my way, fucking idiot. To kids that are now 7 and 8 years old. And you just think that it's these fucking, ratchet bitches that you're just likely to see on Fresh and Fit that would go ahead and talk like this. This is a dermatologist. She's got a PhD. I'm a PhD. And she's telling her own children, okay? To get the fuck out of my way, you fucking idiot. Your head is sick. Well, she'd also tell that to her husband, but his head is getting stepped on. When it comes to women, the hardware can be different, but the programming and the firmware is exactly the fucking same, regardless of where they're at, okay? Not all women will do this, but all women have the capacity to do this because they think they aren't going to be facing any repercussions. Again, she's a PhD. She went through how many years of indoctrination at these liberal facilities, and she has a mother who's complicit in these acts as well, so she's been growing up, seeing, knowing, living all this stuff, and starting the cycle anew on her own children. Vet your bitches. Emily's parenting, if you could call it that, revolves around yelling, insulting, verbally abusing, hitting, pushing, pulling, and being emotionally abusive, he wrote. Yeah, no doubt. Chen said that you tried to turn the children against him. I don't know how successful that's going to be, unless it's like the beatings will stop unless you start hating your father. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. I guess it's like dad's a bastard, and that's like, good, you fucking idiot. If our children let Emily know that they enjoyed spending time with me or showed affection towards me, then Emily would put them in their room and yell at them until they assured her that they would not show affection towards me. Holy. I can also see, okay, and again, it's one of those things where you can see where it is, but also knowing the fact that he's in California and the divorce laws are just well too sympathetic towards women, I understand why he was just so hesitant in order to just break off this very, 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 well, actually in practice and theoretically as well, toxic relationship. Because it's like, oh, okay, cool. Are you going to get the 7 and 8 year olds who are horrified of their mother to testify against her? Highly fucking unlikely, okay? And at best, she's going to get 50% custody. At worst, she ends up just crying on the stand and some simp judge is like, oh no, yeah, please just take the kids away from that horrible, evil man who just yells at her, projecting everything that she's doing onto the husband, okay? That's why he was stuck in the situation. And it's like, oh, fuck. I got kids with this bitch, okay? So I have a lifelong connection with her. And she's doing this to the kids now. And, oh, fuck, I can't prove any of this stuff, okay? So he sets up the nanny cam and then thankfully realizes, oh, good, she's trying to kill me. Now I can get custody so I can get my kids out of this situation and I can get myself removed from this situation without me getting motherfucked in the divorce court. Thankfully, at least he thought ahead and she was at least sloppy about going about her abuse. God damn it, dude. Said his mother-in-law was in on it. She'd tell me I act like a thug and I don't act like a man. Wait a minute, those are two contradictory statements here. You act like a thug, but you don't act like a man. What are you talking about? Emily would call me, that's Yu's name. Again, fuck her. She should die in prison. Would call me a fucking asshole and other insults. Or is that a fuck asshole? It's probably broken Chinese. Looks like the Great Leap Forward missed one person. Currently, she minimizes my existence by telling the children in front of me, tell him to do something for them without addressing me. Oh, I'm going to take a wild guess here because I know a little bit about interracial dynamics, sorry, not, or it could be inter again, but again, Chen doesn't sound Chinese, could be Korean or something like that. But China has this kind of opinion of themselves, like they run the Orient right now, okay? And there's a lot of interracial hatred when it comes to like Koreans and Japanese and Vietnamese and Chinese again, like they all hate each other, even though I can't tell them apart out of a lineup or anything like that. So I'd imagine it's like either this guy's family is of lower class than her family, or it's a different race of Asian that we're dealing with here. Not entirely sure. They haven't delved into that at all. Chen added that when the children attended preschool, the school was concerned with how rough the grandmother acted towards her grandchildren. Oh, if it's even manifesting in public, that's a big problem. That's probably when this guy decided, I better be plotting my escape. Okay. Other issues emerged at the school between you and the children's grandmother, according to the court documents. Oh, so these bitches were just crazy 24/7. Again, how didn't you notice this before you decided to put a ring on it and you also decided to pump loads in her? I don't get it at all. Some people are just so stuck in their old traditional values, okay? They got one-itis. They got their fucking blinders on, and it's like, oh, this is the best girl I'm ever gonna get. Okay, oh my god, she's a doctor, she's smart, she probably sucks a mean dick because these crazy bitches are always got fucking top-tier head game. Oh man, this is the best box I'm ever gonna get for the rest of my life, and just to hell with all the red flags that are around there. This is the girl for me. Dude, stop it. There's always, you are a fucking doctor, for Christ's sakes. If you would just have a modicum of game, you could be running shit right now. And even in your early 50s, dude, you are still top fucking tier if you would just get it through your fucking head. And don't think that being a single father is going to go ahead and disqualify you from the sexual marketplace at this point. That is pre-selection. A lot of women, okay, if they're being completely honest, look and see a single father out there, and then also you got all of this baggage behind it. Oh, you could be fucking shutting shit down with that fucking story that you have right there. Because you got the social proof that, oh yeah, other girls are going to bang him. Oh, okay. Oh man, and then that sob story behind it. And, oh, you were so strong and persevered through that. That is a panty dropper of a story. Oh, if this guy would just learn a little bit of fucking game. Just a bit. I'm glad he got out of it. But fuck, man, the details in this is ridiculous. Okay, the children were also interrogated and called dumb and fucking stupid by the mother and the grandmother. Is this what we're dealing with? Oh, I'm sorry. Both the mother and the daughter missed something as well, because again, all of these horrific details, they just all kind of run together at this point. Started bad-mouthing one of the teachers, and then withdrew both children from the school. I'm sure it was probably pleasant things that they had to say, because they just sound like such charming women to everyone that they encounter. I wonder if there's anything that her patient said, even though yesterday it was said that nobody, at least in her practice, had anything bad to say about her. But again, now that all of this stuff is coming to light, I would imagine there's probably going to be some people that's like, oh, thank God, because she was threatening to beat the fuck out of us too, so now we can come forward and say this. Just saying, you know, the way you do one thing is often the way that you do everything, so there's going to be more of these stories if this is in fact correct. But it looks like there's corroborating evidence from this Chinese immersion school in California. How appropriate. Anyways, when they started at a new school, a Chinese immersion school, school officials observed Ryan started beating up other children, the documents reveal. Oh, is that the young kid? Who's Ryan? Yeah, Ryan is the son, I guess. Started beating up other children, the documents reveal. Chen said on July 13th, 2022, Emily was so unhappy with Ryan's piano playing that she kept yelling at him, calling him a fucking idiot. Again, the kid, okay, July 13th, so yeah, he still would have been 7 at the time. It's not satisfactory. You're not playing Beethoven yet, you stupid asshole. She yelled so loud and so close to Ryan that she was spitting on him and made him cry. Yeah, that's how all the best piano players end up manifesting, when their mother just yells at them at a nearly inaudible level, inches away from their ear. Despite the taunting and abuse, Chen said the children were supposed to put on a happy face around their mother and grandmother. Yeah, no, this sounds fairly typical. They are not allowed to express their feelings, and even if they're feeling down, both Emily and Amy, Emily the mother, Amy the grandmother, will yell at them saying, "You are ugly, you look like a pig," or tell Ryan, "You are a sissy." Great. Wonderful. This isn't going to be creating really long-lasting problems for these kids. Chen explained in the court documents that the children have never had any socialization or play dates because their mother would pack their schedules with activities. Yeah, no, that makes sense. And again, oh, I forget what the prime time for socialization is when it comes to a kid, but they're getting to that point where if they're not socialized by now, they're never going to be socialized. So yeah, at least properly, they miss out on that developmental time. Anyways, the kids are not allowed to have much contact with friends. And again, I would never, ever, ever let my theoretical kid go over and play with these kids, because that mother would be waiting in the wings, just waiting to swoop down and yell at anything that has a pulse. I'm waiting for like the amateur butchering on local pets in the neighborhood in the garage. I'm just saying, this bitch is nuts. Amy would badmouth the kids' friends. She badmouthed my own family so that my kids would not want to go to family functions. They had virtually no contact with their cousins. Great, wonderful, fantastic. He added, the kids are so isolated in their own little bubble with only 4 family members, Emily, Amy, Lauren, and Ryan, he wrote. I am ignored and not recognized as a family member. No, you just did. Actually, this is like a lot of tactics of single mothers that are out there. Okay, and again, I can sympathize without actually understanding the entirety of why he waited and went through all this stuff for so long. And it's like, yeah, no, the father's just a sperm donor. Even if he wants to be involved in the family life, involved in the kid's life, yeah, no, you just get thrown to the side because you already did your part. Now you're just worthless. This is just the most extreme example I've seen in a while. And my kids wrote letters to Santa to exclude... Oh, they were told to write letters to Santa and exclude my name from fear that Emily would get mad. Great. Things allegedly grew increasingly worse. In July, Chen grew suspicious that you may be poisoning him, and that's when she fucked up. Hiddleman said that he set up a nanny camera in the kitchen, caught his wife pouring Drano into his hot lemonade. The lawyer called Yu's actions very methodical. She knew his morning routine. On July 11th, the first time video, he caught her pouring the liquid Drano into his hot lemonade. That was the day Chen stopped eating and drinking anything that was left unattended, like a fucking hot girl at a seedy bar. Christ. He wasn't satisfied with the first video since the cutting board was in the way and caught her again on July 18th. So he didn't eat anything. Oh, at least not unattended. Okay, so... Whenever he was at work, he got to eat, but not at home. And again on July 25th. So he was surveilling the place for 3 weeks. Lord have mercy. Pouring Drano into his hot tea. At one point... Oh, okay, so it's hot lemon tea. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense than just hot lemonade, because let's be honest, that sounds like asshole anyway, so how could you taste the difference with the poison inside? But yeah, this is also just extreme isolation behavior. Okay, yeah, your father did his position... He did his duty, he created you fuck up kids, okay, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and indoctrinate you with me and my fucking horrific mother who's gonna act as a pseudo father figure, okay, and you just isolate the dad out, okay, yeah, he provides all that stuff, I'm sure he has a very extensive life insurance policy, okay, and then now that you've, mentally isolated him from your life, now we can just physically remove him from the situation without having to go through a divorce or anything like that, because she also would have something to lose in the divorce, okay? She wouldn't have total custody over the kids, okay? So we're going to have to find a way to weasel him out a little bit, okay? That's why this wasn't ever taken to family court, because she didn't have total control over that situation, okay? Because it still could have went one way or another, especially if the kids were like, yeah, no, mom's a complete total psychopath, which is probably how they end up talking anyways, because they've been fucked up emotionally and physically, apparently. At one point, Chen placed a piece of saran wrap over his beverage, left in the kitchen, and walked out of the room, and the video, Yu is seen peeling off the saran wrap, holding the container. This bitch is nuts. Like, he's already suspicious. He makes it known that he's suspicious that something is fucking going on. And she's like, no, she's brazen about it at this point. She got sloppy. She could have kept up this gimmick for a very long time, I would imagine. Okay, but she got a little too big for her britches. Oh well. Chen said around March and April, he started noticing an odd chemical taste in his mouth. Oh, so he's been, poisoned for a long time. When he started feeling very sick, early summer, he went to the doctor and was diagnosed with esophageal, gastric, and stomach ulcers. Whoa. Yeah, getting microdosed for that long. The lawyer was not sure if Chen was given a blood test to detect any poison in his bloodstream. We don't know how far back Mr. Chen had been ingesting the Drano, the lawyer said. During the month of July, Chen collected surveillance footage of Yu while alone in the kitchens, surreptitiously opening the plastic container of liquid Drano in the kitchen and pouring the poison into his cup of hot lemonade. Hiddleman said Chen called him last month to share the video evidence of his wife of 11 years tried to spike his hot lemonade with Drano, chemical substance for clogs. I don't know why you're going over this again. 3 dates he captured the alleged crimes were July 11th, 18th, and 25th. So what, he only had tea on Mondays? Weird. Chen approached me sometime after July 18th, the second time she tried to poison him. He put 2 and 2 together and started recording his wife after suspecting something. Chen hadn't gone to authorities yet, so I urged him to go to the police. Despite the harrowing ordeal, Hiddleman and Chen appeared remarkably composed and was just very concerned for the welfare and the safety of his 2 children. Yeah, again, that's kind of what I was thinking to begin with. On August 4th, Yu was arrested by Irvine Police Department before posting a $30,000 bail. Yeah, no, exactly. Dude, you better have no interaction with those kids, because let's be honest, would you allow her to be even close to that? Like, I don't care if she's the mom, okay? She's treated them horribly, at least by the allegations of this. Just do a role reverse on this one, okay? Would the father not be on the cross by now? Hittleman served Chen's wife with divorce papers and a domestic violence restraining order. That makes sense. When he handed you the papers, you asked Hittleman, "What is this about?" "Oh, I think you know exactly what this is about, bitch." Hittleman said, "This is about you poisoning Mr. Chen." She said, "I deny that." Wow. Unfucking believable. And I can imagine she probably said that stone-faced. Like, we got a picture of her here, okay? "I deny that." I could see that exactly coming out of her face, just like that. It had no effect on her whatsoever, the lawyer said. No, go figure. Again, just an evil woman. Evil to the fucking core. She did not express any emotion. She didn't appear to be scared. Had no fear. She was in jail. Hittleman said that before Chen suspected his wife was poisoning him, he said their relationship was ongoing. Okay, there was no mention of divorce until he said Chen caught her poisoning him. Again, he wanted to keep his kids safe, and he thought that, no, fuck it, I'll just be the martyr in this situation, throw it on the back, and then just carry it up the hill, until he realized that, oh shit, this bitch is trying to kill me. All right, then. Hittleman said that Dr. Chen said the domestic violence was going on for years, and the poisoning, was the tipping point to get the protections for himself and his children. He described Yu as very methodical and said, then viewing the video that Chen handed over was very unnerving. If she breaks a restraining order, Chen will call 911 and have her arrested. She's going to try to, because she is super entitled. She is super brazen at this point. I'd imagine she's probably got some elaborate scheme to, I don't know, break into the house at night and try to steal back the kids. You think I'm joking? We don't have any charges filed against Miss Yu. Ebbs said, Ebbs is, or Eds, I don't know, public information officer with the Orange County District Attorney's Office. Orange County prosecutors are reviewing the evidence to see if there's sufficient facts to file criminal charges against her. It'll be a little bit more difficult to get the charges against the kids proven, I would think. Maybe. I'm not exactly familiar with child abuse claims or anything like that, but if you can get anybody to corroborate it from the daycare or from the Chinese immersion school, then you might have something to go on. But yeah, Hittleman apparently has a specific interest in domestic abuse cases, like a lot of decent lawyers out there, okay? Many are led to believe that there's no escape of the relationship after being browbeaten and manipulated. I have had university professors, engineers, doctors, high-end real estate agents who are mortified that they allowed themselves to be a victim of domestic violence. They will suffer through years of horrific treatment because they have been manipulated to believe there is no way out, he explained. There's no approach that works unless the victim is ready to leave the abusive relationship. Yep, no, exactly. And again, I have my theory to this. He's got his expertise on this. I think the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. I'm in for this one for the long haul. God, there's got to be enough evidence here to charge this bitch with something. Would I be shocked if no charges get laid? Actually, kind of at this point. I don't know. I think justice for Chen is very much on the table. At least I hope so. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.